What's up, guys, and welcome to episode 114 of the Dropouts podcast. This week we have our best guest yet,
Correct.
Mike E. Winfield. What's going on?
Wow, that's amazing how you just craft on all your other guests.
Well,
Right out the gate, I love it.
we actively hate them.
All
and then
of them.
Once you leave, we'll actively hate you as well. But right now we're putting on a face like we actually like you. So
This is great.
Yeah.
You're gonna say this to everyone. This is-
We do indeed
Yeah.
say it to everyone.
Exactly.
I love it, and I'm very happy to be here. This is amazing.
Thank you.
If you don't know, you are currently in the semifinals. Is that right?
Of what? Of what?
America's Got Talent.
America's Got Talent.
That's
everybody.
crazy.
Yes, I'm in the semifinals. My audition went incredible, and they advanced me, and I get to tell more jokes on national television in front of millions. Look at this, August 30th.
August 30th to see if you go to the finals, right?
To see if I go to the finals,
So-
and guess what? I put myself in position to win $1 million.
Damn, is it really $1 million?
It's a millie, baby.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
And are they
yeah.
still doing the show in Vegas as well?
Yeah, then you get a chance to get a residency in
There.
Vegas as
whoa.
well.
Oh,
and
hell
here's
yeah.
the thing, man. Like, I've been doing some research. I don't know if you have to necessarily win to get the residency.
Oh,
No, I think you're gonna pop
You know,
off
you
either
know.
way.
Yeah.
You know? Oh, you do? Let's,
Well,
let's keep
but-
that energy out there. Yeah.
Hey, let's hit some intro music and then we'll officially get into it.
Yeah, no, every single like contestant that makes it to like the semifinals or whatever,
They have a good career after it.
every single one of them, there's a show in Vegas. Magicians, comedians, singers, every single one.
Do you think your
Good.
family's gonna start coming? Oh, like cousins you haven't heard of coming out the woodworks with
Like,
the millions
hey.
in the bank?
No, they've already started.
Oh, nice.
I didn't need millions for this to happen, man. And the people think just because their last name is Winfield, we're just automatically related. I'm like,
Yeah.
ma'am, you're white. You know, I don't even know.
Oh, that's actually.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we're on the same
right,
page.
yeah,
I
yeah,
want to apologize
yeah,
first
yeah.
and formally for that.
No, I'm not really that dark, you know.
Okay.
So, and during lineage somehow, yeah,
Well, that's what-
that probably happens.
Okay, now let's get into the full scope of America's Got Talent. Run me through
What's the audition process
what's the audition
like?
process like?
Oh, it's insane because there's people in line outside. There's people all around. You look around this room, you got people dressed up as dancers. You got a guy in the corner juggling like other people. You got like all types of vocalists. Everything is happening in this room. And then you find out the order, and then you go up and live audience. This audience is excited. They're just like, wow, we're going to be on TV too, you know, and they're pumped up. Then you got these 4 judges, and they're just standing right in front of you, well, sitting right in front of you, and they've seen it all. So now you're like, how am I going to stand out enough to impress them? And I have what I think the jokes are that I'm going to do. And you just go out there and you're just thrown out there to the world.
Yeah.
And you just start performing these jokes that you trust. And the response was great. You know, the judges' responses were, you know, really, really amazing. And their responses carry a lot of weight.
Oh yeah.
You know, on how others around the country will view you. For instance, Heidi was very complimentary of my look.
Yeah.
You know, she had some really sweet things to say. So now when I go to these places, I've just been complimented by a supermodel.
Oh, yeah.
So imagine
Up there.
when other women are like, well, yeah, she's a supermodel.
I mean, that's a blue check mark in real life.
Right. Instant verification.
That's a level of confidence that like I aspire to have one day.
Yeah, it was pretty
It's
cool.
just Heidi Klum.
Yeah,
just
exactly.
okaying
Is your
look.
first audition on the stage with everyone, like the giant arena or whatever it is, everyone watching?
Yes, that was the first audition.
And then how many minutes do you get?
2.
And for
2
stand-up
2
comedy,
minutes?
that's tough.
Right. So now
You get 2 minutes?
2 minutes for stand-up is the toughest thing to cram together. And so now you're like, I got to use other pieces. It's
Yeah.
not all about the set anymore. Now it's about the interview beforehand. It's about the you got to make every second count because what I'm good at, I'm only doing for 2 minutes.
Exactly.
The other part is just who knows what's gonna happen in conversation. You know conversations.
Yeah, and
Sometimes they go cool, sometimes they go left. You never know.
And you never know kind of how the producers will craft your story. And that's such a big part. It's like you got to make sure you're on because they're going to craft it in a way that hopefully America's privy to. Well, hopefully they can relate to, you know?
Yeah, and you know what? I believe in them for that.
Yeah.
You know, I really like how it was edited. There was pieces that were edited out of my performance, and it was really like explosive, but I trust that they took that out for a reason. And it wasn't so much in the set. Like I did something for my intro just because I wanted my intro to be different.
Yeah.
Because it's weird when you're on stage and they're like, now, go.
Yeah.
I don't ever see stand-up begin like that. You know, we normally get introed and we come and we walk, and a lot of it is people seeing our walk to the stage.
Yeah.
Now you know this guy's body movements. You see the person's energy.
I just kind of wanted to know, like, how you could even craft that in 2 minutes. It's just so fascinating.
You know what? I need to go back and look because it felt like forever.
Can we pull it up?
That's the thing.
I don't know if we'll get flagged.
Oh, we'll
I'm
probably
sure,
get copyright.
Yeah.
Right, but you know it's all over. It's on my Instagram. It's on Facebook. It's on YouTube.
And then what are those places?
Like, what's your Instagram?
Oh, social media. Right. So one quick way is just go to bigassteeth.com, right?
Bigassteeth.com.
Yeah, if you go there and scroll to the bottom, it'll take you right to it. But Instagram is Mike E. Winfield. So there's an E in the middle. So it's Mike, there's an E, and there's Winfield. No D. It's like W-I-N Field.
Gotcha.
All the rest of them you'll just find like that with the E in the middle. Mike E. Winfield.
Perfect. And then what did you feel like?
TikTok too. Yeah.
TikTok too.
Yeah, I'm on it. I don't know how to find me on there, but I think if you type in Mikey Winfield,
Oh, I'm
TikTok,
sure there's got to be like 1,000 videos that come up with you.
Yeah, I think it'll pop up.
Have you found success with TikTok?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? In the last 2 months, I just started using it more because I have so much content. It's like release it.
Yeah.
You know, and then I just need to be more creative and try different things.
So you've been performing for 20 years, but with so much kind of riding on this, maybe influencing your future, what was it like going out on that stage, the nerves and things like that? Were you calm, cool, collective? Did you have a little gulp in your throat? What was going on?
Yeah, you walk out and you just know that this 2 minutes can change your life.
Yeah.
So now, with that being said, there's a lot of weight, and you're just like, you know how this is supposed to go.
Yeah.
Will it?
Yeah.
And now you have the internal conversation while you're performing. Like there's both brains working at the same time. The one is you spewing out your material, and the other is like, okay, wait, slow that part down.
Yeah.
Okay, oh, that didn't go like you wanted to. Turn up on this. And you're talking to yourself in the moment. And it's one of the most, it's a bizarre situation that I don't know who outside of maybe comedians and, hey, maybe pastors can relate to, because you have two conversations going on at the same time while you're talking to people, but you're hearing yourself give yourself direction. You're like a director.
So that's going on in your head. When the 2 minutes were over, did you have an out of body experience? Like, okay, I don't even know what I said, or were you pretty conscious of it went well?
It was out of body in a way where I was watching and I'm like, okay, I think this is good. And I was looking because they were chanting my name.
Yeah.
Oh, you know?
Oh, wow.
So that helps.
Okay, that helps. You're like, wait, that's my name, not followed by booze. I think okay, so you get the 4 yeses. You finally know. Okay, first off, how did the family feel?
Oh, family's
Yeah.
Was your family there?
Yeah.
Was
they're
Stepman there?
Stepman was there.
Yeah.
So
Hell
they're cheering, but it's interesting too because a lot, like I said earlier, is weighed on the judges' responses.
Yeah.
You know, I've been watching this entire series this year, right? And every once in a while they'll say, you know, you were better before, or you know, you missed a note. You know, to some of the performance, and I'm like, oh. So people at home are like, you know what? They did miss a note.
Yeah.
you know, now that's 1,000
And they would have
votes.
never been influenced by that otherwise, unless they said that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So there's just
What was maybe something that they said that you thought was positive that might have helped?
Oh, well, Simon said that he feels that this 2 minutes is going to change my life.
Damn.
He thought it was incredible. Sophia said, this is probably the funniest comedian I've seen in 3 seasons.
Wow.
I replayed that clip.
Yeah.
That's his ringtone.
Rewind,
Right?
play.
That's your new spank bank material. It's just yourself getting complimented. You're like, oh, this feels so good. Your wife's like trying to touch you. You're like, no, not tonight, honey. I've already got pleasure. And you're,
Yeah, I played that a lot.
okay, so you get off the stage. The producers say, Now, how are you feeling that you've made it to the next round after all the producers said it was good?
Okay, so I run back. This guy edited out, right? I run back to Terry, and he's like, man, how do you feel? You feel your life is changing? And I'm so kind of caught off guard. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's how I felt in that. I didn't know it was happening because it was all happening right then and there. And they cut that out. But I thought that would have been a great clip to share of a human response.
Yeah.
It was just the unknown, like, what's happening right now?
Mm-hmm.
And I guess also, what did it feel to maybe, not that it was overnight, but have such a magnifying glass on you at that point? Like you've been performing, people know you're funny, but now it's like, it's so expanded by the magnifying glass of that show.
Oh, yeah.
Were things different? Were you getting a ton of messages?
Oh, it was exciting. You know, I went live for like 3 or 4 hours straight.
Yeah.
And people were in the comments, and I'm just literally just being myself, really. I'm just talking to the people, and I'm responding to the comments, and it turned into this huge Q&A. And I mean, I'm gonna do that again. Like that made me enjoy lives just way more. I'm just,
100. Yeah, I think that's also really big for getting personal with your audience and getting the votes. Not saying you're doing it for that reason, but once people know who you are, it definitely helps out a lot. Okay, and then after that, when's your next time on stage? So it goes from the audition to the what?
So it goes from the audition to the semifinals, and
wow,
then,
big jump.
Right. And then if you advance, then the finals is in about a week and a half or 2. It's that soon.
Okay, so have you performed on the stage again since the audition?
No.
No. Okay, so you go straight to, like, that's how good he was. Went straight to the semifinals.
Is that everyone that goes to semifinal?
That's the next round. But they had 5 semifinals rounds.
Have you guys already filmed the semifinals? No, it films it live, right?
It's really live.
On the 30th.
Because I've been debating that too. I'm like, is this really live?
Yeah.
And then yesterday, I witnessed it. It's a live show, and you find out during the course of that night, by the next morning, And I don't know if they tell them.
Jeez.
But it's instant.
How long do you get on your next?
I think it's a little over 2 minutes.
Wow, that's still only get. Oh my god!
So maybe once you get to the finals, maybe then you get to stretch out a little because it'll be fewer performers than.
Yeah, there's only 2, right?
No.
Oh.
I think it'll be like, it might be like 10 of us, but then it's 11 of us now. So.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Wow, that is. How are you feeling?
I feel like the more time you give me benefits the comedian.
Yeah, 100%.
They get to know me more. I get to pace it better.
So out of all those thousands of auditions, which were 14 episodes, and I know they see thousands, only 11 got accepted into the next round?
No, they had 5 rounds of 11
for the
semifinals.
Okay.
And then only 2 advance
in each of those rounds?
Each of those, which will make 5 times, it'll be 10 in the finals. And that's it.
Dang.
And now it's like, what joke? And I hate the weight of that.
Yeah.
It's like I got many that are funny, but are they competition worthy?
Yeah.
How
have you just been getting up on stage? Is that how you're testing?
Yeah, I'm testing every night. I'm jumping
you were
on someone's stage.
Laugh Factory last night, right?
Yes.
Went well?
It went great.
Okay, you're good.
And I'm still like, they loved it. But are those the jokes?
Yeah. 100%. Yeah, that's got to be just weighing on your mind.
That was really fun.
Like I got one, like we discussed earlier. Like I know that's how I want to open. And I feel like soon as I give them that, they're like, this guy's cool. He's all right. He's a cool cat. He's a good guy.
And that's such a good one to kind of get everybody on board. Like it doesn't alienate anyone, or it's not a specific audience for that joke.
Right.
That makes sense. So it gets everybody on board. So that's really smart, I think.
And I think that's my goal for the entire set, though.
Yeah.
No alienation.
Yeah. He's just the Terminator. That's cool. Okay. So
because I don't do that anyway.
Yeah.
Like if you watch my hour, it's fun. It's fun. It's very personal. And that's the thing. It's so personal that no one should be offended by what I've done in my home.
Because this is your personal. This is your home. This is your life.
And it's all relatable because a lot of it's relationship based. So that's what everyone can kind of tap into.
Right.
So do you wake up with a pit in your stomach?
Oh man, it's tough.
Yeah. Because even right now, I bet you're having those 2 brains talking, aren't you?
Yeah. I think about it all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't turn off.
Okay.
You're literally trying to find the $1 million joke. You
Yes.
know?
Wow.
Like,
Yes.
like if you put it like that, it's like, could you imagine, you know, like, I don't know, putting out like the $1 million song or whatever. It's like, but you have one opportunity and you're gonna find out right away.
Instant response.
Like I'd have an avocado-sized pit in my stomach every morning.
But you've also been doing this like he's gonna kill it. He just he knows he's going to. I think it's just the waiting that's kind of the hard part right now. Any other insights of America's Got Talent that maybe people don't know that it's kind of interesting?
Or did you sign an NDA?
Nah, I don't know. You know, I'm gonna be on set like all week.
Yeah.
And you go in and you just kind of see how everyone feels, and you can see people's nerves. And
Yeah.
you go to these back rooms, you shoot a lot of like videos and press and your stories, and it's just up to, you know, how they market you and how well you do.
That's nerve-wracking.
It's a lot.
Well, yeah. HelloFresh, ever heard of it? One of the best things in the entire world, and I'll tell you why. Cooking can be daunting, but what if it's just sent to your door with the exact ingredients, with the exact measurements, with the exact recipe? You can't mess that up now, can you? Now, Jared over here, you've burned a couple things in your life, haven't you?
Just a few things.
Exactly. But when we use HelloFresh, how many things did we burn?
Absolutely nothing.
And how did it taste?
Delicious.
Would you might say better than most foods?
I would absolutely say better
I'm
than most
stuttering. I'm
foods.
so excited about eating HelloFresh because we just made a meal. And we're going to eat it right after this. And guess what? Indiana has to say.
Savor every last second of summer with HelloFresh. HelloFresh delivers fresh quality produce from the farm to your door in less than a week, allowing you to enjoy the delicious flavors of the season right now.
And let me tell you something. Are you looking for a wow at your Labor Day barbecue? Are you? Well, why don't you try the HelloFresh cheese stuffed burgers with pesto aioli and grilled salmon with balsamic tomatoes? Did I mention that the tomatoes were balsamic, by the way?
Woo! Hello Custom allows you to customize your bucks by swapping out one of the proteins or a side for another, upgrading for a more luxe experience, or adding protein to a veggie meal. This means more choices, more variety, and more meals truly tailored to you. We personally went with the chicken sausage rigatoni, the Italian chicken over lemony spaghetti, and the steakhouse style pork chops. Yummy!
That was one of the best meals I've had in my life, honestly.
That was
That was good.
phenomenal.
It was pretty good. Skip the grocery store and spend more time soaking up the late summer sun. HelloFresh Market is a one-stop shop for all your mealtime needs with quick breakfasts, lunch, snacks, desserts, and way, way more.
HelloFresh is up to 72% cheaper than dining at a restaurant or grocery shopping. So you have no excuse because you're eating fresh, healthy, yummy, and cheaper. And if you're still working on that summer bod, no problem, because HelloFresh provides fit and wholesome recipes that make it easy to eat well without sacrificing flavor. So you can maintain your goals and feel good about your food choices with HelloFresh.
Use my link. Go to HelloFresh.com and use code POGDROPSEPT16 for 16 free meals across 7 boxes plus 3 surprise gifts. Once you click, my description will live update and count up the purchases.
Woohoo! Go eat some yummy food!
Remember, HelloFresh.com, POGDROPSEPT16. That's our code for 16 free meals.
And some free gifts too.
Okay, so how long have you been doing comedy in general?
Whew, we pushing like 20 years of stand-up.
20 years,
of
wow.
stand-up.
Yo,
You
that's
don't
crazy.
even look like you
That
could be
throws
old enough to
everybody
do
off.
that.
Yeah, man, I started early, man. Like some people get their starts at age 8.
Yeah.
You know, when they hit comedy clubs. And that's not when I started, but wouldn't that be great?
Wouldn't
that be
incredible?
I mean, you look
story?
26, so did you start at 6?
I may be, you know?
Yeah, who knows?
Who knows?
When did you start?
When I was younger?
Lovely.
He's like, I'm not giving this age out, you motherfucker. No, that's, and then, okay, so you've been kind of on this path doing comedy. When do you feel like your first, I guess, inkling of, hey, I might be funnier than other people?
Man, that started, I want to say, before comedy.
Yeah.
I just feel like you hang out with people, and every once in a while, people are telling you, hey, you're funny. And just not even as a stand-up.
Yeah.
And then over time, I found out what the essence was, what the key was. I look funny.
Oh,
I don't think you look funny at all.
Thank you.
Jared, you've got a career if this is all you need, dude.
Oh, fuck.
That's it. That's part of the package.
I also
Like,
think you
yeah.
got good energy too, though. Like,
Oh, yeah.
you bring very good positive energy that's also like, it helps with any and all of your bits too.
No,
thank you.
You're welcome.
How we found Mike is we watched you in the Laugh Factory, and you have such a stage presence that's like nothing I've ever seen. So it was just wonderful. Do you naturally have that energy, or it's like right before the set goes, you gotta like, all right, I gotta bring it up a little bit?
No, I think generally this is how I am.
Yeah.
All the time. But like we're human. So there's days when it's not there. And
Yeah.
I don't fake it for the stage.
Yeah.
Like if I'm going through something, it's just gonna be lower.
Yeah.
It's gonna be different. And I feel like that also is entertaining. It's just like, yo, look at Sad Mike.
Yeah. Sad Mike, your whole set, Sad, is a completely different set. I mean, you've got 2 hours now.
Yeah,
exactly.
right.
So Baltimore,
Yeah.
born and raised.
Born and raised in Baltimore, Maryland.
What do you think crafted you out there to give you a little funny edge? Like,
Oh, absolutely. Fear.
yeah,
Fear.
Really?
Yeah, it was a lot of it. It was like sitting on the back of the bus, people clowning you for no reason just because you're on a bus. You had to walk to the corner store where violence and things were happening. It was a lot going on, And
Is
then-
Baltimore like an intense place? I've never been.
Oh,
She's from Australia.
oh
Damn.
yeah. Baltimore, you know what? It used to be. And then I talked to my friends who still live there, and they're like, not a lot has changed.
Yeah.
Wow.
In certain parts. And I feel like that's a lot of inner cities across America, but Baltimore was heavy.
Yeah.
So
And we
there's
knew
not
it.
just Tracy's just walking around with hairspray cans. No hairspray?
Tracy's. What?
Good
What?
morning, Baltimore. Am I the only one that knows about hairspray here?
It seems like you might be.
Oh, yeah.
Oh
the
my
one.
God.
Don't fake
guys.
it. Don't fake it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did they remake it too? Didn't they remake it?
Oh, with Zac Efron.
Oh,
I don't know, but she had curly dark hair, right? And
Dude,
she was,
imagine
and
someone-
it was a musical.
yeah.
So imagine someone talking
He's
about.
like, I know what I'm talking
He's,
about.
he's like the hardships of the inner city, and she goes, "Oh, is that where they shot this musical? That's beautiful and wonderful."
It wasn't. It was actually very powerful. If you guys, you should rewatch it.
Actually, let's stop the podcast right now. We'll all go in my room. We'll watch
Watch
Hairspray, and we'll come
Hairspray.
back.
Come back and
Is
do
that cool?
movie club.
Anyway,
Yeah.
yeah,
well,
full review.
I'll
Yeah.
shut up. Guess I don't know anything.
No,
Keep going.
You're good. You're good. Okay, so yeah, Baltimore. What are some kind of crazy instances that happen there where you're like, oh,
Man, you know something? This is probably sad. This will probably change that energy. But my brother's bike, right? We're probably 7th grade. He's 3 years younger, 4th grade. His bike gets stolen right in front of me, man. Group of guys walk out like, hey, shorty, can I ride your bike? And I'm like, no, you can't ride my brother's bike. But at that point, we knew it was over.
because I'm not getting those wheels back.
Yo, it's a wrap, man. And they just took it. And it was so sad because I couldn't defend him.
Yeah.
And to this day, like we've talked about it now. We're talking so many years later. But I'm like, yo, man, I still don't feel good about when them guys went and stole your bike, man.
Yeah,
and his was new. Like mine was older.
They didn't want your bike,
they
did
couldn't
they?
even
They
take
didn't even
that
want
one.
my bike. Right?
Of course they're not gonna
You were
take that
trying. You were
bike.
trying to get him to steal it. It's like, well, this bike's just as good. Like
it's
this one's
faster.
fast,
Yeah.
super fast. I mean, this one's got character.
Right.
They're like that one has no chain and it looks like you pedal it with your own feet. And it's like,
Full on Flintstones.
what were you scared? Were your parents in your life growing up?
Yeah. Well, my mom was and my dad was in Cali. So
Gotcha. So you grew up with your mom.
I grew up with my mom.
Okay,
Right.
same thing. Were you scared to tell your mom that like his bike got stolen? Because was it almost on you, like as the big brother?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I come home and I don't think we mention it at first.
Yeah.
I think we just kind of go home and he goes home bikeless. And I think at some point he's crying.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm emotional, but I'm not crying.
It's
Yeah.
the tears that get you.
Yeah, and she's like, what's going on? And I talk too much at this point. So I remember just over talking a conversation when I think she would have accepted it.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think
Yeah,
she
it's
wanted
not
me to
your
take,
fault.
Yeah, she didn't want me to just get my ass whooped 'cause- for a bike.
For a bike.
You just gotta be like, you gotta be logical. Hey, mom, we downsized in the bike department. We
Yeah.
decided we need one less.
Yeah, we'll
and that's
share
because
it.
we're not greedy.
Right.
And we decided to get rid of the newer one because this group of gentlemen looked like they didn't have one.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
needed it more.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you think the universe gives you a blessing for the things that are stolen from you? Because you're right. We bless these guys with a brand new bike.
Sure.
I think
You
they
know
bless
what?
themselves, but I hear
Silver
you.
linings on things, people. Silver linings.
I wonder how that works.
They
Yeah.
clearly needed that bike more than your
What-
fourth
what-
grade little
I
brother.
wonder. We don't know if they had a big stolen bike collection somewhere in a corner. you
No,
know?
and they could have been giving it to a kid that needed the bike more. Like maybe they're just the Robin Hood of
Oh, that's a good way of looking
of
at
just
it.
for slightly poorer people than the poor. So they steal from the poor, and then they just give it to a little bit less.
See,
But
I'm not sure. We were very needy at that point in our lives.
okay, so okay, that's funny. Okay, so yeah, so you grew up there. Any other instances where you and your brother kind of, I guess, experienced life like that?
One day I'm riding my bike. He's walking next to me at this
Right.
point.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking.
He's not sitting on the handlebars. Come on.
Yeah, you got to at least get him on the
No,
handlebars.
I don't have another story yet. We used to have to walk to the corner. That was a lot.
Yeah.
You know, there was it was like an Asian food store at the corner, and they made the best cheesesteaks and burgers and fries. They had it was like a convenience store, but they cook food.
Like a bodega in New York.
In a way. It was like Baltimore's version of a bodega. Right,
Cool.
right.
The Baltimore Bodega.
Yeah.
I mean,
Ooh,
that's a
good
hard
name.
Ooh.
I mean, that might be
Are
your
we-
next comedy special name.
It's possible.
But continue your story about these cheesesteaks.
Right. I just know we went there, and they were only $1.
That's a good.
$1.
Oh my gosh.
I bet they're good though for
Speaking
$1.
of- okay, that's incredible because I went to go get a burger at Five Guys the other day. Guess how much a little cheeseburger was?
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Anyone want to shoot a guess?
I'm gonna shoot $6. I know it's gonna be higher.
$6.
Feel better.
$4.99.
Oh,
Oh, I was gonna go 7. I was gonna.
$11.50. What the fuck? I didn't even get fries or a drink.
for a
just
single-
a single patty burger.
Let 'em know.
Was it beef or was it Beyond?
Beef.
It was just beef.
Were there 5 guys that made the burger, or they lied about that too?
There was only 2 guys behind the counter, and I had to wait 35 minutes for it.
You shouldn't have to pay as much if there aren't 5 guys behind the counter.
Fucked
Right.
up. I am appalled.
Should be.
Continue.
Yeah, right.
So sorry. that really irked me. Go ahead.
Right.
But I'm
But
glad you
it
enjoyed
did
those
come with the
$1.
bun though, right?
It did.
Oh, good.
So everything was on the burger.
Well, no, they were missing my onions.
Should we go back now? And
We should.
how long ago was this?
Yesterday. Anyway.
Okay, when did you move from?
So sorry. You may continue your convenience story if you please.
Yeah, it
kinda-
it fizzles out. So I always distract.
Yeah.
Sorry.
He's like, I hope someone else speaks soon
I'm
because
so sorry.
the end of the story was that they were $1.
I do have a problem with that. Of I get really riled up when I hear things. So I'm gonna let you talk.
No. I like that.
So
more
yeah,
entertaining.
when did you start taking it seriously?
Okay, so this is what happened. You mean seriously time to get out of Baltimore or entertainment?
Yeah, let's start there.
You know what happened? It was after high school.
Yeah.
So after I graduated, let's see. I was already, easing into stand up and
Yeah.
comedy and things like that. You
Does
know,
Baltimore have a pretty good scene for that?
yeah,
Yeah?
they have a decent scene. They have a few clubs.
Oh, that's cool.
You know, there's a lot of places you can hit up. So, yeah, that worked out. But it was time for me to leave Baltimore.
Yeah.
And Cali was an option. You know, my dad, he's living out here. He's a firefighter at the time, a lot of space.
Cool.
Just a real American.
And let me tell you, the cool part about when your parents are firefighter is that he's not dating anyone. It's just him, and he works 24-hour shifts. So he's gone for a whole day, and you get your peace. And I don't know if you've ever lived with someone who's angry,
Oh yeah,
like
Indy.
regularly.
Yep. She's right here.
Yeah, right. So it's good to get a break from these people.
Yeah. I mean, we've been trying to get a break from her for a while. So if you ever want to
Hasn't
gig
worked.
as a
3 years strong.
podcast host, we are actively trying to get rid of her.
Well, why don't you get her an application for a firefighter?
Would you
Consider
be open to that?
What is going? Okay.
Yeah, whatever.
Hey, we're-
So your dad is on 24-hour shifts.
Oh, it's when I started living life.
Yeah.
Those 24 hours.
Yeah, because you get freedom. You get to anticipate the freedom you're about to have.
Oh, that's
'Cause
lovely.
I know he works on Thursday.
Yeah.
So I know Thursday when I
That's
come
your
home
day.
from school, it's all mine.
Were you a little reckless, or were you kind of a safe kid? What kind of kid were you?
I think I was always guarded.
Yeah.
I feel like, especially with my mom stuff, she sheltered us. So, if you're sheltered for a long time and then you finally get freedom, you want it. And
Yeah.
You take advantage. And I think I just really bordered the line of danger.
What ways would she shelter you?
You know, I mean, she didn't even take me to all my family members' houses unless she was going to be there the entire time because she didn't trust things that they would say around me.
Yeah.
She had a way, you know, and I mean, basic parent stuff like be home by this time, you can only go to this and that. And
How did she feel about you getting into comedy and you kind of cracking jokes and?
oh, she didn't believe it.
Yeah?
Yeah, she was like, no, really? She just couldn't believe it until she saw it, and she was just in disbelief. It was one of those things. She always thought I would be in business and things like that, but what happened is she came out to Cali. That's when she saw me the first time, and she flew out, and she just said, you know what? I'm not even going to drink. I'm going to watch you sober and decide if
you're
funny or not.
Was that your most
Nope.
pressure-filled show?
Yo, it was so much pressure.
Yeah.
And it's going well. And I think I finally, you know, forgot she was there. You know, it's like after you're performing a while, you just get into your groove. But what happens is now the crowd's laughing. You're hearing laughter. It's beautiful. But then you realize there's one person in the corner crying.
Oh
She's
my God.
crying where the audience can hear it. And you're like, oh, man, now I'm getting emotional. Because my mom's in the corner.
Oh, she crying in like pride?
Oh, it's joy.
Oh,
joy.
that's sweet.
It's
Oh.
like
So cute.
unbelievable. It's tears and sobbing sounds. And I'm like, wow, this is
Yeah, you gave her a spiritual awakening. You know, you broke her down emotionally, mentally, but in a positive way. And that's not what we're all trying to do as sons, you know, break our mothers down emotionally.
it's incredible.
Yeah,
It's-
exactly. I mean, my dad did it to my mom in a negative way.
Oh
but
my
it's
God.
fine.
And you're trying to rectify his mistakes.
How do you break the cycle too? How do we become the guy that doesn't break down the lady
Exactly.
emotionally after we've witnessed it happen?
I think
I feel like it's pretty easy.
I think you notice it and you're like, okay, maybe I just don't do that part. Maybe I just don't cheat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
maybe-
It's an active decision.
No, because that's what I was thinking. I was like, okay, maybe the reason they got divorced was the cheating. So once I like wrote that down in my brain, I was like, okay, don't do that, and I checked it off.
Yeah.
So I think we're good on that front.
Correct.
Okay, so you started doing comedy. You got the bug. Do you remember your first joke where it kind of changed everything for you?
You're not allowed to tell it now.
Oh,
Really?
What does that
My
mean?
first joke would probably get me canceled.
Oh, really?
Like
Well,
right now.
just text it to Jared and he'll say it like it's his own.
Oh,
And-
yeah,
and then we'll
100%.
be like, was that something similar? And you're like, eerily.
Okay, so I'll tell you the premise.
Okay.
The premise of the joke were two impressions, and one impression was a gay nightmare, and the other was a lesbian nightmare.
There you go.
And those were the impressions, and they were very physical bits.
Yeah.
And one was a mic reenacted as just say a penis, and the guy is running from it, and he can't outrun it. No, well, maybe that was the woman running from the whatever it was.
Either way, someone was running from a penis.
Yeah,
Yeah.
someone was running from a penis, but they couldn't escape it.
Oh, God.
And that was the.
I think Harvey Weinstein stole your joke.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
Yeah.
he used it.
Well, we don't like him.
I'm
That was
aware.
that was a negative comment
No, I
towards
got
him.
it.
We weren't raising him up at all. No.
All right, we're deflating that guy.
Yeah. I guess I would call you the headliner of the show that we went to. I don't know if they have headliners for like Laugh Factory, but you're the last one, and that's usually where they put the hitter. And I feel like at the end, it's if everyone in front of you were killers, it's kind of tough to get the crowd into it initially, like because they're like, what's this guy? Is he going to be good? But you have such a clever opening joke to kind of break down the audience in a positive way. Like you just stand there silent, and you've got your hat off, and
Don't say it.
okay, I won't say it.
Don't say it.
You want to keep the suspense.
You want to keep the suspense?
I want to keep the suspense. And I just decided that I'll probably open like that. If that's how I open. If we're talking about the same
Yeah,
thing,
yeah.
Oh, yeah,
which
yeah.
I think we are,
I think we are.
I think that's how I want to open.
It's
That's
For
okay.
the semifinals?
perfect opening.
semi.
Okay. So this is a good. You guys got to wait. It's such a good opening joke. You guys got to go watch the semifinals, August 30th, right?
August 30th.
And
The
this
day
gonna-
this comes
The
out.
day this
8
comes out,
o'clock,
and it's going to be
right.
live voting, correct?
live voting, and you only have hours
Yeah.
to make this happen.
And this is a testament to us three here. We got to see how many people we can push towards
It
this.
definitely is.
Because we're going to get you into those finals. I mean,
You
you're,
have- hey.
Yes, we are.
No, you're getting yourself. We're going to try to aid into getting you in the
I
finals.
believe in you guys.
And we believe
And
in
we
you.
believe in
No,
you.
he doesn't get in. He just texts us.
He's like,
he's like,
What the fuck, guys?
What happened?
he's like, I remember the I remember your address. We opened the door. Him and his brother throw a bike at us. We're like, I thought you didn't have this. That was a lie. Super excited for you. I won't say the joke, but it's a great opener. So you should go with that.
Okay, great.
It's just it completely gets the audience on board, and because it's so like nobody's thinking of it until they see it, and they're like, oh, that makes sense.
Here we go.
Yeah,
I like that.
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
And none of the other jokes I did, I don't think I'm gonna use those. I have an entirely different set that I plan on using.
Yeah.
But that could change too. Sometimes it's like what's happening in the moment that makes you make these on-spot decisions.
Yeah.
You know, it just has to be.
Okay, this is kind of a boring question, but inspiration-wise, anybody growing up that you kind of emulated?
By default, what happens is you're watching a lot of Def Comedy Jam.
Yeah.
And you're watching like BET's Comic View.
Yeah.
So I don't ever think that was the stand-up energy who I am, but you're watching it. So you're like, this is all you know. This is what you do. So I feel like when I first started comedy, I just walked out there. I was like, what up, bitch? You know, I think that's who I was when I first started. And then I kind of eased into who I ultimately am becoming.
Yeah.
And I also think that's what stand-up is. It's you working hard to become a version of yourself that many people know you as, that respect you as funny.
Yeah.
But you have to fine-tune these skills. You have to develop them to finally be able to be, you know, make it look just natural or come off organic.
My friend, he worked on a lot of movies with Eddie Murphy. So like and we're working together on this project. And so I went down a Eddie Murphy rabbit hole. And if I hope you take this as a compliment. When I watched you, it was kind of like watching like the 2022, like obviously a different organic version, but it was just like that same energy where like the whole crowd is into it, and you could tell like this is different than just like how's airplane food, if that makes sense. And it was just, I don't know. That's why I had to come up to you after the show. I was like, I know this guy's gonna have such a bright future, and he's got such a pulse on an audience and knows how to fill out a room with laughs. So it was really impressive to see.
Hey man, so a lot of times I avoid comments, and then other times I'm like, just do it.
Yeah.
You know, go through the torture.
Yeah.
And people are saying similar things. And it's great, but it's also, it inspires me to like put in the time, like really write the tags, you know, edit out the fat. And if people are seeing me that way, it is potential.
Yeah.
Because I want the movie. I'm writing my own movies. But I want to do that. And I know I'm going to be funny on screen because I've done it.
Yeah.
So just give me the opportunity.
Exactly.
Now watch this. If I get the $1 million, I'm doing it myself.
Yeah.
Good for
man,
you.
like, come on. There's enough resources around here that we could already do it without $1 million. But $1 million will help.
It doesn't hurt.
Hey, $1 million in the bank account never hurts.
Yeah.
No, not necessarily a movie, but I love what Andrew Schultz did with his comedy special. I don't know if you keep up with him, but
Absolutely.
yeah, he bought it back from the streamer, and then he made 5x based on his audience. And I was like, okay, you're putting your comedy back in the people. People are like, you need to cut these. A streamer, I guess, said you need to cut these jokes. They're too offensive. And then he's like, then why do I sell out shows every single week and everybody's laughing? It's like, no, there's a pulse for this, you know?
No.
There's people that want to listen to this comedy. My favorite comedy is the stuff that you laugh about with your friends that you're not scared, like when like there's no one else watching, you know?
It's the best.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And I feel like everybody right now, they get so caught up in what the words are rather than intent. It's like, no, this is funny, and we all know it's supposed to be offensive because it's kind of like showing you what's offensive. It's the same thing with The Office that we know you were on. Did you know he was on The Office?
I did know that.
Oh.
Like people say that couldn't be made today, but it's showing you what people aren't supposed to act like. So you kind of just got to use your brain and be like, yeah, that's obviously we don't actually think that way. That's why these are jokes, you know?
Right.
So,
I mean, that's what we laugh at in comedy. It's a lot of it is the unexpected.
exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
That was something like we had Jason Nash on like a few weeks ago, and he was explaining like when he first got into comedy, I forget who his mentor was, but he was working at SNL, and he was like somebody's assistant there, and they were teaching him how to write jokes or like how to make your jokes better. And the best advice he said he got was that the punchline for the joke should be as far away from what you expect, and then that's what makes comedy. you know? And so that's like a question, because like I was reading like your bio on your website to learn more about you personally, and you describe your comedy as like almost family friendly.
Oh, yeah.
And I wonder, how do you like discern that line that you walk of like almost family friendly versus like, you know, putting in a joke that like say a streamer or like a network, like, you know, the AGT's on, that they would ask you to cut?
You know what? That's really easy. It's kind of who I am. You know, I'm like, I'm not incredibly filthy as a human.
Yeah.
But sometimes I cross lines, but I don't think moms would mind.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like they would bring their children and it's like, oh, it might be one,
Yeah.
you know, slip. So I'm kind of there, but then there's times when maybe there's a little more.
Yeah.
So then that doesn't work with the family audience. But it's so close that
Yeah.
why not?
No, I think it's all about delivery rather than being raunchy and just making you think a different way. What's that one? He's the guy from Tennessee. I think he's really good at that. He's super clean, but so absolutely hilarious.
Nate?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bargatze.
yeah,
Like,
right.
it's
Oh,
just
he's hilarious.
Right.
the way that he can tell a story, it can be about anything in the world. Like it can be about a bowl of cereal. Like somebody else could be talking about like the sex thing that happened. That's also a story because that's very common in comedy. And then just like a bowl of cereal, and like his joke is like 10 times funnier. Just
right.
because
It's
it's
so
just
graphic,
Yeah,
right.
it's so relatable. I do kind of want to ask about your joke writing process, just because I'm super interested in comedy. Is it like usually a real life occurrence that you then break down on a notepad or break down in your mind? How do you kind of find an initial joke, and then how do you flesh it out to maybe where you're comfortable being in its final form?
So I think for me, the art of becoming a great writer is doing it daily.
Yeah.
So that's first. I've been writing since I started, and I try to write something every day to some degree in a pad, but a lot of it is in my phone too.
Yeah.
And most of it is like experiences, just life experiences. And I start off with what actually happened. And then sometimes I'm like, all right, let's see how I can embellish this.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't need, like if I can find the real piece that happened and keep it just authentic, then I feel like it's such a rich story.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, whoa, bro, that really happened. I'm like, yes, maybe I'm saying it out of order, but these are the facts here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I just kind of write. And a lot of times I look in a book the next day and I'm like, this is not funny. But I force myself to deliver it.
Yeah?
I'm like, I'm going to say it because it was funny when I wrote it. So let's see what happens. So I'll go up and perform it. And then, right, I was right. It wasn't funny. You know? So it's like, all right, just keep delivering.
Yeah.
And I think that's how you find the gems. The statement of bigger risk, bigger reward is real.
Yeah.
I believe in
100%. Is there, I guess, any tips, kind of like a tip he just gave of maybe simple, when people are writing comedy and performing, of maybe how to punch up a joke? Do you have any tips when it comes to that?
Sometimes you just gotta, you just gotta talk about it with people.
Yeah.
Like whatever your bit is, if you can just slip it in conversation,
Yeah.
and just say it and see how people respond.
Yeah.
A lot of times you'll get a basic response from it.
Yeah.
You'll get like, okay, and then you try it again.
Yeah.
And,
100%.
And then your stand-up is conversational.
Which
And
is, I think, the best. I mean, that's the one the audience relates most to, because there's the knock route of like, this is just a joke, but then once you get them invested in your life and your story, I think you've really got them hooked.
yeah.
Speaking about your life and your story, I do want to, I mean, you've probably talked about it to nauseum, but I want to get into Stepman.
Oh, yeah. So if you're listening for the first time, I got married right, in California, and my wife's older, and I got a stepson, and we like the same age, so I call him Stepman. And people think I'm joking until they go on like Instagram and they see him, because he's like literally 6'2" with chest hair. I don't have any,
Is this
He's
a picture of Stepman on your Instagram?
That is him.
Okay, Zach, have you seen him?
No, pull him up.
This is Stepman.
Oh, he's tucking you into bed. What are you talking about?
Yeah, he has his own family.
Oh, 100%. Did he go get your bike back? What happened?
Yeah, man, Stepman is an adult.
Step. When I heard Stepman, I honestly thought it was gonna be like a 15-year-old that like, looked old. I didn't think he had a 401k.
Yeah, man, Stepman is and like you can see how he looks visually. He sounds that old.
Yeah,
like his voice is grown. It's like this. You're like,
oh my god,
this is bizarre.
Do you ever slip up at the dinner table and he's like, "Can you pass me my mashed potatoes?" You're like, "Yes, sir." I mean,
right, man. We always have those instances, man.
Yeah.
My wife is like, "Tell him to take out the trash." I'm like, "I got it."
yeah.
I was right here. You know.
What is that? What is that like? You know, I don't know. It's like being a step parent to somebody that you're so close in age with.
Man, it's tricky because, you know, like when I started off, I was this guy. Like, yeah, I don't want to date a woman with kids, man. Like, that's not. I'm not. You know.
Well, good thing she only had grown men.
Right. Yeah. And then you find out as you just grow up, like there's a element in women with children that have this nurturing, beautiful quality that she does amazing things. And it was like made her the greatest person in my life. And now I got this old child. Right. So now like you have someone to play PlayStation with. You just got a built-in friend.
Yeah.
You know? Now granted, like I was older, so I got to coach his teams and I would go to a school and people like, "Oh, what class are you in?" Like, "No, I'm here to pick him up." Like, "Oh, go ahead," right?
But it's when you're playing video games and when you guys are done, instead of like, "All right, have fun going home," he's like, "All right, I'm gonna pop to your mom's room." I think just I'd keep the headphones on if you can. And
yeah, right. It's always those. That's always that line that exists. That's almost like the elephant. That's the elephant in the room. Is like, well, you know.
I mean,
I'm not using the top bunk.
Yeah, no.
That's funny. The elephant in the room. That's a big elephant. It's a grown-ass elephant.
Yeah, it never goes away.
Could you imagine Stepman knocking on the door at night and he's just like, "Hey guys, I threw up." And he's just like, "Okay, go drive yourself to the store then and go get some Pepto and Bismol. I'm not doing it."
Yeah, man. So like that's what Stepman is supposed to already be a television show.
Yeah.
This should have been on air years ago.
Oh, 100%. Oh, that'd be such a funny show.
It's just, it's hilarious. It sells itself.
It reminds me of Little Man.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
Just it has like the same energy in my head when I hear like your bits about Stepman.
Right.
Have you started writing the TV show?
Oh, I pitched it. I pitched it. And here's what happened. The pitches in the room go great. Like you see the executives, they are bellied over laughing. And then afterwards, I think you just have to be hot. I just think I've never been like hot. You know, I've been funny in the room, but I've had waves of buzzes and things go great. But in this business, man, I feel like you got to be on fire.
Yeah.
You know, so I have to win AGT in order to get this show rolling or, you know, make it on YouTube.
Obviously, you want to win AGT because winning AGT is amazing, comes with a lot of money, a lot of recognition. But are you also excited for what that might fuel your dreams to be, like this show, like and things like that?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's like one of them. I still, like, stand-up is my heart.
Yeah.
So I want to release specials until. Yeah. You know, I have one. There's one in my head right now. I got a 42-minute special ready for the streets.
Let's go to a clip. We'll just watch the full thing.
Yeah, hook me up to a computer and it plays.
Yeah.
But I literally have it. I have the closer. You know, all I'm doing is tightening and tagging it up when I go to clubs and I work weekends. But it's ready.
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting on it. And I'm going to just keep growing. And then you end up with all this other, like, content that you end up editing out. You're just like, all right, maybe this is for the next one. You know, I got this one special I did on Amazon. There's this whole 6-minute section of that just still hasn't come out. It's just
sitting on like a hard drive somewhere.
It's just there.
Are you allowed to use that in your next one?
I can use yeah. It's like
I didn't have exclusivity to any.
Do you feel pressure to like get that special made and like released as soon as possible, or like, and the fact that you're like actively trying to like get this fire underneath you? Like, do you feel pressure that all these other comedians or like people like Andrew Schultz that just like, you know, dump their life savings into doing it themselves. You know, is that something that kind of like weighs on your mind, or are you just focused on what you're doing in the current moment?
Man, I feel like so many of my stories are like evergreen, right? So when I tell these bits, they're gonna fly a year later.
Yeah.
Now I want it out for artistic purposes.
Yeah.
Because once I release it, then I'm forced to create more.
Yeah.
And when I'm sitting on bits, I'm like, all right, well, I got it. And I think I create just less. So I just released one on Dry Bar. And if you ever heard of Dry Bar, this is a squeaky clean platform.
Yeah.
And what they offered was great, but I did old material. I just did like stuff I could find that was that clean.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it had to be like Utah clean.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
Yeah. So
Mormon mission clean.
Some LDS.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I couldn't say in this special, I couldn't say shit, damn, or hell.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
So now I got to get through a half hour, and I'm thinking of that the whole time. Like, hey, don't say those words.
If you can attach a small message to that at the end, you can start doing church tours. You can just like preaching is basically stand-up comedy without laughs, right?
No, you know what? I agree. And sometimes it is funny.
Yeah.
You know, depending on who your pastor is.
Oh no, my ex-girlfriend took me to her church, and it was Southern Baptist Church. Wild experience. I walk in, and the guy is just screaming, and he's like, "You know what we should do with the Taliban and ISIS? We need to all get on a plane right now, take our Bibles, and put it in their face and say, Jesus will redeem you, and they will switch back to Jesus Christ." And I was like, you guys are going to get shot. You guys are immediately going to get shot, and then I'm not going. But he was
And
totally
then
like,
I'm not going.
he was like, "We'll raise money. Everyone put your 10% in so we can go to the Middle East and save ISIS and bring them to the Lord, and maybe they'll come speak at our church. Maybe they'll come talk to us. Maybe the Lord will enter their hearts." I'm like, a bullet's gonna enter your heart. But
they got death wishes.
yeah, I didn't end
Are
up going
people
back.
that crazy to think that that's gonna help?
Actually, the way you said that.
Oh, you're on board?
I agree with the fact that it's like stand-up comedy, because that sounds like a bit, you know, just
That
like
sounds
how
like a bit.
Oh, yeah.
ridiculous it is, you know, it sounds, but like the funniness that would come like from that story is like how serious he was in the moment, but that's like a bit that you would say on stage.
Oh, and it was raining.
yeah.
It was raining amens. Amen. Amen. I was like, you guys are going to fight ISIS with nothing but this book. Right. I mean,
Oh, yeah. It was very cultish.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting.
I would take a machete if you have one. You probably can't get it through security, but I don't know if they check it going that way. So you should be good.
Put it in the book.
Put it in the book.
yeah.
Hide it in the
Hollow
Bible.
it out.
Yeah.
What a missionary. That's a mercenary trip rather than a missionary trip.
I am entertained though. By pastors. You
No,
know,
me
like-
too. I mean, I grew up in church, so it's just, yeah. So, I mean, a lot of the messages are good, but some of them you just get are wild. Have you ever been to like a snake church?
what's that?
Snake church.
Okay, so some churches in the South, they just bring out snakes for, I forgot why, and they'll like play with them and stuff, and then
Wait, that is cultish as fuck. Is that for real?
it's also a Tuesday night. But
Wait, that's like really cultish.
and then like they speak in tongues and stuff.
Are you serious?
Yeah. It's in the, yeah. And there would be churches where they didn't believe in air conditioning, and it just
Wait, that's cultish as
It'd be-
fuck.
it'd be- I mean,
They're
the-
bringing out snakes and talking in tongues. You're telling me that they're not fucking part of the what are they called in Harry Potter? Death, whatever.
The Death Eaters?
Yeah, that's what they do. They play with snakes and talk in tongues, and you're telling me that they're doing the same thing?
It's like 100 degrees in the middle of Georgia.
That's
of
fucking
just 100% humidity. Yeah, it was a weird time. Back to you.
You went to those?
No, I didn't go. Like, I mean, you'd hear about, like, you could see it, and we'll watch the people come out, and they only had to wear a certain amount of things. They didn't believe in a lot of stuff.
Wait. Do I need to watch Harry Potter to catch up on religion?
Yeah. Well, Harry Potter
yeah.
is our religion. We meant to bring that up.
Oh.
So if
Yes.
you'd like to come into our religion, we'd love to have you.
Yeah.
You do have to pay 50% tithing rather than 10.
All right.
But,
do
you
they
know.
play it on flights?
Yeah.
That's when I catch a lot of.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like
And if
movies.
not, we'll send you with a portable DVD player and a
Oh, I used
a new
to
disc.
love those.
So how is it being married so long?
Man, you gotta find ways to keep it interesting.
Yeah?
Like I like to come up with role play scenes. And
Oh, God.
Okay.
She won't let me come up with the scene a lot because I'm too creative, you know. But I had a cool one. I was like, let's play strip club. She gets pissed off because she never made it inside the room because I made her pay cover charge. Yeah, Stepman was the bouncer.
He's like, not tonight, not tonight.
He said she's not on the guest list.
That is
I need a $20 advance on my allowance.
okay. Do you guys argue, you and your wife?
My wife and I were arguing. Stepman was in the room, right? And she
no.
motions for him to leave. And I'm like, I don't get it. Like, why does he have to leave? And she's like, Michael, we're not going to argue in front of the kid. I'm like, wait, the kid? I'm like, no, he could stay. He got some of the same issues with you that I had.
He's like, I need someone in my corner like to back me up.
Dude, oh man, I got to get a tattoo of Stepman. He's I mean, just maybe tribal. And then he's just a spirit in the middle. Because I mean, you saw his picture. He's transcending.
He is transcendent.
Stepman.
I haven't seen a photo of Stepman.
Oh, you haven't seen a photo of Stepman?
No.
Okay, so this is his stepson.
Stepman, hence why you call him Stepman.
Okay, so Mike E. Winfield.
Yes.
He has a wife who's older than him.
I know that.
And he has a stepson that he calls Stepman because they're the same age. And look at this picture.
And here we go.
That's his stepson. Tell me he's not tucking him in at night and stealing his lunch money every day.
That's Stepman?
When his mom goes to work, he starts just bullying his dad.
Oh my God. Wait, that is hilarious.
This picture already looks like something they'd use for like the advertisement for the show.
Yeah,
like
right.
You look like Stepman.
He's not wearing a Tupac shirt because he likes Tupac. That was just his buddy in high school. Those were his class of 19-something T-shirts. That's how old he is.
Funny.
Look
Oh
at
my gosh. You know what? I was expecting a stepman, but I wasn't actually expecting like a stepman.
No,
Like,
I mean, he's got to start calling him stepfather pretty soon because it's wild out here.
yeah, that's hilarious.
That's really funny. So, do you have any other kids?
Yeah, man. We had a baby, you know.
Oh, really?
Right, but this is what I didn't know. If you don't have a car seat, they won't let you take your baby home from the hospital. So,
Oh, really?
yeah, he's still there.
He's like, I'm not paying for Amazon.
Dude, if you would have told my dad that, he would have like just thrown out the car seat right when they got to the hospital. I didn't want it anyway. Did you tell me to just keep it? Here you go.
Can newborns even go in car seats? Like, how does that work? Like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't know.
He didn't bring one.
No, I'm joking. We walked him home.
Taught him to walk immediately.
yeah, that's how other animals in nature do it. You know, it's tough love.
Do you have any other kids?
Yeah. So, right. There's actually a 12-year-old. Yeah, we call him Real Kid.
Real kid.
Real-
Stepman, a real kid.
Right. He's super jealous, man. He has like anger issues, right? And we thought it was cute at first because he's little, and then we're like, he might need help. But he's like, all you do is tell jokes about Stepman. And I'm like, well, do something funny then.
Does Stepman, how does he feel about the jokes? Once he became like a central part of the...
Let me tell you, Stepman's interesting, right? So when the jokes started getting out there, he would go places and then they would recognize like something or a name or something. And we're like, wait, you're Stepman? He's like, yeah.
I'm Stepman.
So he's eating it up. And that's one of my fears with my growth and popularity, that Stepman won't be able to handle the success.
No, because Stepman is just trying to live a normal life.
Oh, no, he wants it.
Oh, he wants it?
He wants
Yeah?
it so bad.
Yeah, he does. And I worry about that he'll be able to handle, you know, all these things being thrown at him. Like, I've been doing stand-up forever, so I get it now. You know, like every night you're offered alcohol and drugs. You can turn that down sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, but
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Stepman is just like, he's like, I don't want to be rude.
I'll take the bump of cocaine.
I have two nostrils for cocaine for a reason. Like, okay, so I've got some questions for you. I got this from Answer the Internet. Barstool does it. They're just going to be kind of rapid fire. Whatever comes to your head, feel free to say it.
Let's roll.
Okay. Would you rather know when you're going to die or how you're going to die? And why?
How?
Why?
How would be cool, because When is just a disaster, tragic date that I'll always focus on. But
Yeah.
if I know how, then I'm like, all right, I'm just never gonna go back to the circus.
And then somehow like your kid or stepman, all he wants to do is just like, he's like, hey, daddy, I don't know what he calls you.
Step Mike.
Step Mike.
Could we go to the circus? And every year you're like, oh, is Stepman the one that's going to take me out? Is it going to be him, the one that helped me with my career this whole time? Would you rather have a cat's personality in a dog's body or a dog's personality in a cat's body?
I think I want the cat personality in the dog body.
Why is that?
Because now I got a bigger exterior,
Yeah.
but now I can attempt to jump. But then again, I don't have those skills. 'Cause I have a dog body, so I can't really climb
Depending
trees,
on the
huh?
type of dog you are. I mean, I've seen some dogs, like
Yeah, right.
a German Shepherd, a Belgian Malinois. Like, you're not fucking with them,
You know
and they
what?
can jump.
I'm not so sure anymore because now I'm gonna do all these cat-like things where I'm just licking myself and my paws, and it's,
Yeah.
and I don't know.
And then people are going to be looking, they're going to be judging you.
Well, the other dogs.
Yeah.
That's what I'm worried about. The
Yeah.
judgment from
But-
the other dogs.
But dogs can be a little stupid, and cats are conniving and like are thinking about everything.
Well, no, that brings up a good point of manipulation because dogs are so much more friendly and can get more things if they only knew how to manipulate like cats. Like a dog's
Ooh,
a dog's
that's a good
affection right
point.
now, you'll give them a treat because of their affection. But if you can then manipulate, so you're giving extra affection, you are,
You're so dark,
treat
Zach.
city population, you.
Wow. Imagine a cat with a dog's friendliness.
Exactly.
And affection.
I have met a singular cat like that, and it was amazing.
Would you rather go to jail for 1 year or go to jail with a Rubik's Cube and you can leave when it's done?
I did a Rubik's Cube.
You're pretty good at it? You think you can solve? How long would it take you?
No, but if I know this is my only way out or I'm raped, you know,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I feel like you could solve it within a year.
I
you
think,
know?
I think I'm gonna figure it out.
Or maybe just like while you're getting railed, you can
It's a distraction
it distracts
piece.
you if you're like oh,
Yeah.
that was deeper than I thought. Stepman's over there. Get out of Step Mike right now. Would you rather have no music for the rest of your life or have all music be sung by your significant other?
Ah, man. Okay, so look at this. What happened if I move on to newer significant others? Would they be my new singers?
Oh, watch out. She might be watching
Answers
this.
yes. I'll do that. I'll do because I can't do no music.
No.
So yeah, right.
Would you rather fight 100 duck-sized horses or one horse-sized duck?
Horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses?
Okay, do I have to win the fight?
Ideally for your life to continue.
Oh man, because I always think about people who talk about getting in the ring with Tyson.
Yeah.
You know, now would I do it? Not if I have to last the whole round.
No.
You know, like if I can slip or jump over the ropes or, you know, I did it.
I say the same thing about my sex life.
Yeah.
Is I don't have to, as long as I don't have to last the whole round. You know.
So when we go back to the horse-sized duck, which sounds terrifying.
Yeah.
That does
If I
sound
throw a punch and run off, did I just fight?
You did
The
fight.
horse-sized duck.
I mean, and then
I
it's a
guess
story.
so.
Because as a comedian, you got to see everything through a bit lens. You know,
right.
a tragedy is nothing but your next Thursday night stand up. Honestly, I wish
Trauma
more tragedy
creates
on you.
comedy.
And wait, was the other one fight like you said 100 ducks?
100 duck-sized horses.
Yeah.
And they're just violent like that.
See, that I'm thinking though, you're just curb stomping them at that point because
But
ducks
I'm-
aren't that big. They're like this big.
Way
But,
smaller.
okay,
than that.
imagine yourself in this room right now, and there's 100 ducks.
That's
That's a considerable
a
amount of
lot of
point.
people.
20 ducks would be a lot. I'm
And
trying
But
to
a
picture.
duck-sized horse?
And
I mean,
now-
a horse-sized duck?
And now they've got hooves.
well, ducks aren't really that violent.
Well, I assume this one is because it's trying to fight you.
Would you
Okay.
rather be?
What did I do? No.
you called the duck's mama a name.
You didn't give a duck about somebody's life, and they. Okay. Would you rather be half your height or double your weight?
Oh, definitely double my weight.
He's like, you mean just I could be normal? That's how I feel. Did you grow up skinny?
Yeah, I
The
was
same.
right,
Yeah, like when the
right.
wind picked up, you kind of go south if it was heading
Oh,
that
absolutely.
way. Yeah, same here. We're just a kite that wasn't manufactured correctly. That's all we are as skinny people.
All right.
Did you get made fun of for being skinny?
Oh yeah, you get made fun of for everything.
Would you rather age from the neck up or the neck down?
You know what? I'm gonna go neck up.
Yeah?
I think.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like with me, I think I'm becoming sexier.
Oh,
Yeah, and I don't know if
aging
it's-
like fine wine.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's opportunity this is doing or it's just mere age.
And now you've got the stamina down south.
Yeah, so I
Yeah.
can still run fast. I'll just have an old face.
But then you got the respect up top.
yes.
'Cause at some point you need to look older than your stepson.
Yeah.
At some point, because they can't,
I just
can't
at
pass
some
you
point
up.
I need kids to listen to me.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Are you guys exactly the same age?
Oh no.
Oh, okay.
No.
Just close.
Just, similar.
Similar.
Last one. Would you rather date a girl who's constantly sneezing on you or constantly farts during sex?
No, this is probably easy for me. I'll take the fart during sex.
Yeah, because you just it's
Yeah, because that's sneezing. That's just disgusting.
Exactly.
It's getting on my arm all the time.
exactly.
But if she like farts during sex, they're like,
You can laugh about
it'll
that.
turn into funny at some point.
Exactly.
Because she can't help it.
And then it's a bit.
Yeah,
Another
you can use
bit.
it in your stand-up.
It's your little
I
two
don't know
queen.
if she would want me to use that one though.
Listen.
Oh, do you ever get in trouble? That's a good question. Do you ever get in trouble for?
I try everything.
Yeah.
And I find out later.
Yeah. How often does she come to your shows?
Not as much anymore.
Yeah.
So when she comes, the joke by then is polished. It's where I want it to be.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
she hasn't seen me in like 7 performances
Yeah.
or something. And I'm like, all right, this is good.
I didn't know if you ever just switched it up. Like you're like, oh, she's in the crowd. Won't tell this one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
When she shows up, like I'm back married again.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I wish my dad would at least played that game, huh?
Oh my God.
Well, this is, this. I think we're kind of dwindling to the end, but I think this has been super fun. Just kind of learn about everything, learn about you, and if nothing else, you got 4 people in this room
I think you're hilarious.
and rooting the hell out for you. So
Oh, I got 4 votes. Appreciate it.
Well,
You get 10 votes each.
So you got
so
40.
you got 40 votes.
Hey, you know what? And why I got people here, since I kind of know, but I don't really know, just get the AGT app.
Yeah.
At least for next week.
There you
Because
go.
I need the votes. You either get the AGT app or you go to like NBC.com, AGT, and you'll find out how to vote.
No,
That's
we're gonna put
important.
it in the description. So
Oh yeah.
Put on how to vote. We'll make sure we post on our stories for you, on our TikToks. We're rooting for you.
and we're gonna put it on the screen too. Like this is how you vote. Like we're gonna
Love it.
have it
Just
very
like
simple.
they do.
Yeah, exactly.
Ta-da.
No, this is. I mean, has a comedian ever won?
No.
Ever?
No.
Oh,
There's been a ventriloquist, but a comedian has never won America's Got Talent.
Well, I sense one coming.
Oh yeah.
Now's the time. You're right.
Yeah, we're gonna. You're gonna kill it.
I'm bringing it home.
Thank you guys so much for joining us for this week's episode of Dropouts. I'm Indiana. That's Zach Justice. That's J-Brand Music. This is
Mike E. Winfield.
Hell yeah.
If you stayed, make sure to send me a screenshot of you voting.
There you go.
So
So
we
I know you did it,
So we
okay?
know.
Awesome. Okay, and then one more time, where can people find you?
They can find me on Instagram at Mike E. Winfield.
And
Thank-
TikTok.
And TikTok.
And TikTok.
Thank you
Yeah, look
guys
it
so
up.
much for
Good.
joining. Thank you guys so much for joining us for this week's episode of Dropouts. We will see you guys next week for another episode every Tuesday. Bye.
Awesome.